So I'm out here on the go today. If you don't mind, please like and subscribe and share. Of course, this is on YouTube. And we're going out on a trail today. I did around my house the last couple of times and figured why not take the dog out so that way I can just let him freely run. And we'll just get right into it. Don't really have much that we're going to focus on talking about today. Just go through a little bit of my life. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon again. It's been a pretty nice day, a little bit of rain. Lost some power. Somebody crashed into a transformer and not going to have power back until 5 o'clock tonight. Definitely glad I got some muck boots on. This is mucky. Bit of a snowy trail. Maybe we'll even check out that pond that I walked out on, or lake, or whatever you want to call it. After my run yesterday, everything was going really good. I was making some decent money, and everybody was being super nice. Obviously, happiness follows happiness, you know? And then I got a call that I didn't want. And that was for my help and my knowledge. And when I wasn't willing to give it, because I've tried to help this person before. I've tried to do it for 6 years. And all I ever was, you know, a bunch of mean fucking names. So I told her that, you know, there's nothing that I can really say. I'm not there. But I'll talk to my daughter and I'll see what's going on. And then it went on to blaming me, and, you know, I'm saying bad things and I'm doing bad things, and at that point I'm in mire and I'm like, holy fuck. So I'm sitting there and I'm looking for stuff, and she says, I can't hear you, and hangs up. Okay. It is what it is. And then there was definitely some things that was said that I didn't like. So when I was done with my order and everything, I told her that I'd give her a call back and try to figure out some stuff. And when I called back, everything was good. She didn't need any help. She didn't need anything. So I asked my daughter some simple questions, and all of it was just a bunch of lies. All of it was just Brooklyn's fault, and that hurt me even more. I don't know what's really going on over there, but I'm trying to stick to my, you know, my morning affirmations, which have lately been, you know, love and joy, and to find the opportunity to spread love and joy are going to be the only factors that I'm making to lead towards the life that I want. And he's having just a blast. Look at this puppy. He's just loving it. And so I'm trying to not say anything or do anything bad, and called to talk to my daughter. Daughter walked out of the room, didn't want to talk to me. So I told her, you know, enough is enough. You gotta stop doing this in front of our daughter. This is multiple times that I've told you not to do so. She's 5 years old and she doesn't need to be around it. Ended up having a buddy come over and we hung out. Ended up finishing work up that day. I made $180, $200. somewhere in between there, maybe 190. And so I had a buddy come over and, just help me get out of that funk. We bullshitted a while. I brought a couple of his kids over. One of his kids were playing on my PlayStation, and the other one was playing with all my daughter's toys and talking to her on the phone, and just, having a fun time. And Brooklyn's super excited to come back over to my house, and we got plans on Saturday to go to a birthday party. Plan to hang out with them on Saturday after. And after he leaves, I start, cleaning up my house and sweeping and mopping and picking the toys up, doing the due diligence. The just fucking do it. That mantra. When you see something and you need to get it done, what you do? Just fucking do it. Like, there ain't no sense in just waiting, letting it pile up. So that's what I was doing. I was talking to my mom a bit, and then all of a sudden I got the first text message or anything ever said to me ever from her in the last 6 years of our relationship. First honest, truthful message that came through where she actually was being vulnerable. It's, the biggest fucking problem that we had in our relationship is that she would never let me in. She'd never be vulnerable. She was never the problem. She never caused any issues. It was always, I needed to do better. I needed to be better. It was one of those relationships. And so for the first time ever, she had messaged me back when she said that. I said exactly what I just said. Like, holy shit, that is the nicest thing that you've said to me. And I can't believe that you're actually being vulnerable for the first time since I've known you. And then I said, thank you. And then I told her, we talk whenever. And there obviously needs to be a conversation, because there are, and this honestly, like, I'm only being nice. Like, I don't need to have a conversation. I don't need to do anything. I don't need to say anything. I'm the best dad ever. I don't fucking say mean stuff. I don't talk to my daughter about mean stuff. And, there's a lot of stuff that my daughter says where it gets back to me, and that stuff just should not be said, especially when it's stuff about me. Like, it should never be talked about. But I don't share that stuff. I don't spread that stuff, and I just kind of move on and make sure my daughter sees and understands and knows that that stuff just isn't true, and none of that is real. And she trusts me, and she tells me more than I need to know, more than I want to know. But it's not really the fact that I don't want to know it, because I do. But it's still at the same time, like, I just wish that it never happens. It never happened. And I wish that other stuff would happen. But I can't control. I can't say the stuff. I can't be the savior anymore. I can't be the fucking bad guy. 6 years in a relationship, and as much as I've said and as much as I've done, and always just, trying to be the best person that I can be. Atlas, come on. Yeah. Atlas! Hey, let's go. Atlas. Dude. Go. Go. Right now. Go. Go. Ain't gonna be getting rabies. Go. 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 Damn dog trying to chew on a deer. So moving forward and moving on, it's just It's ridiculous the things that I was put through. It's ridiculous the things that my daughter's put through. And it's even more ridiculous that the person that puts people through these things never realize it. And the only apology that I ever got is when she doesn't have my help anymore. When I'm not willing to be there and be the bigger person all the time and save her from herself. Because there's no way that I'm gonna do that anymore. I can't be wasting my time on that shit because it's not our relationship. It's not something that I'm trying to improve together or build stronger. I'm done and I've moved on and I no longer want it anymore. Like, I'm sick of being fucking hurt on a daily basis. And eventually, I think she'll get that. You know what? That's all our relationship has ever been, is just me being the fall guy, me being the one that's got to fucking be the disciplinary action, and I never get to be. Well, we're at the pond. Alice, no, we can't walk out there. Come on. Fall right through. And I'm just not that guy anymore. I don't want to be that guy. I never wanted to be that guy. The only reason I ever was is to try to make that other person feel better and not have to deal with the crap. Alice, come on. You ain't going back to the deer. So in the end, I finally get to be who I want to be who I am. And it's because there's no more cloud over my head. And as I go through and I do these walks and I talk about my stuff, I've learned not to say too much or go in depth too far on certain subjects because it gets used against me. And I'm not here to try to change somebody or try to make them realize anything. I'm just here talking about my life, things I don't like and things I do like. And then I'm here saying that you can change, that everybody's got their problems that they need to work on, and that includes her. And I don't need to name those problems because I talk about a lot of shit on here, and it's pretty easy to come to realize, as you know, she watches my runs and she watches this stuff. So I just make sure that I get, you know, my stuff out there so that way I can talk this stuff through and I'm not having to sit here telling her how she needs to change and things that she needs to do, because I've learned, I've looked on the inside, I've made my decisions, I've made wrong decisions, I've made good decisions, and you know, I learned from making the wrong decisions, I've learned from my mistakes, and I move forward, and now I get to be happy. And as much as she continues to try to take that happiness away and break it down, it's not really working much anymore. Every once in a while, when it comes to my daughter, yes, it hits me and it gets me, but it doesn't take very long for me to turn that around, because the second that I talk to her, the mood has changed. And no matter how many times my daughter asks me to come pick her up or come home or whatever other things that she says that I don't need to say on here, is regardless of the fact that she still needs time with her mom. And I'm not a person to say anything otherwise. I am the dad, and I'm going to do my best when I have her. And in my next relationship, I am going to do my best to never be dragged down or let anything affect me to change me for who I am. Because if they don't love me for who I am and the person that I want to be, and the person that I'm becoming, then they're just, they're stuck in their own fucking way, and they ain't willing to change to be the person that they want to be. Because most people, when they start attacking the stuff because of who you are and the things that you love about yourself, not the things you hate, because sometimes you got to be put into perspective when there's stuff that you don't like, and maybe you should open your eyes and listen. But the stuff that you love, people are going to attack it because they're not willing to go through and learn how to fucking do the things that are good, that bring joy to them and themselves, because it's easier to make somebody down and worse than it is to grow. And trust me, it's fucking way easier. It's way easier. But that stuff is going to ruin your life, and it's going to push everybody away. And I'd rather grow. I'd rather bring myself closer to other people. I'd rather put myself in positions even to be hurt, so that way I can learn and grow, and to learn not to act like that, and to grow towards other people as those people just continue to fucking hurt others. I always have a spot in my heart for the 6-year relationship that I have. But just like I told her, the person that you become, the person that you continue to become, the things that you do, it's not the person that I fell in love with. And she hasn't been that person in a long fucking time. And a lot of that stuff, as she told me, it was never true. It was just something to make me fall in love with her, because it's everything that I wanted. And it's not like, she changed because I was being an asshole. No, it all happened because it just wasn't who she really was, and she wasn't willing to work on the problems, and she definitely wasn't willing to fucking work on anything with me. And as I move forward, and my daughter is just amazing. Like, I'm so lucky. I'm so blessed. And she is wonderful at my house. Very, very little disrespect. She does say some off-the-wall stuff sometimes, but we got this little thing we do. I ask her, what is love today? I ask her, if she's starting to get grumpy and in a bad mood and I don't want to and all that other stuff. It lasts for less than 2 minutes because of the stuff that I do. And maybe someday I'll even make a short on it, and I'll show you guys what me and my daughter do, so that way maybe we can spread that love. Because hate is just not allowed in my life anymore. And unfortunately, with my daughter's mother, there is some hate still. But I can tell you this much: I've set that boundary, I've set that line, and no matter what she fucking does and says, it's a fucking hang up. It's a fucking knock it off. It's a, hey, I'm not gonna fucking argue. I'm not here to fucking sit here and tell you something for you to just sit here and fight with me and say no, blah, blah, blah. Because I don't fucking care. Like, understand. Enough is enough. I don't give a shit what you think you said. I don't give a shit what you think you did right. I don't fucking care. I'm telling you, enough is enough. Otherwise, I'm hanging up the fucking phone and I'm done with it. Because I ain't gonna be a part of it. You can bring that shit to your new boyfriend. Bring that shit to your fucking friends. Because they're obviously willing to fucking deal with it. And someday you're gonna realize that those people, they're just fucking people. They ain't any different than anybody else. They're only gonna take your shit for so long. Because nobody wants to have a burden. And I dealt with it and I tried and I was willing to even keep going. Because let me be real. I'm a fucking good guy. I'm intelligent. I read. I study. I've tried to listen. But eventually, the listening has got to stop. When they just continue to repeat the same stuff over and over, and they start dragging you down too. And I wish I could have made that move. I wish I could have left. It's been multiple times, multiple conversations where, the relationship should have ended. And now that it is over, and now that we are done, because I'm fucking done, not because she is, as I still get phone calls and asking for help and advice and what do you think I should do and all this other stuff. I don't care. Like, I don't care. It's up to you. Make your own fucking decisions, because I'm not going to be the guy to sit here to tell you what you should do, to give you advice, because I'm the best dad. You ain't gonna fucking listen to me anyways, and all you're gonna do is call me an asshole and a prick. Because that's all I've been called for 6 fucking years, trying to help. Trying to do what I could. Watched this video on Facebook the other day while I was pooping. And it was a video on narcissistic women. And when I watched it, I shit even more than what I was already in the toilet, because I couldn't believe that I was with somebody like that for 6 fucking years. But yet I was a narcissist. And it's alright. Like I said, I still love the person that she told me she wanted to be, and was going to become. But there was no work put into it. There was no try. All it ever was a lie. And for me, I don't lie. It's my biggest pet peeve. And come on, Atlas. Come on. For the rest of this, I'm just trying to get my shit out there. And today has been a pretty good morning. I got to talk to my daughter for a long time. I even did my workout with her, and I built my new TV stand and put all that together. Well, for the most part, she ended up getting off the phone a little bit after, and everything has been good. But after the stuff that I hear and the manipulation that goes forward, I get so worried, worked up, because I'm honestly worried for my daughter. And I really hope that she doesn't have to go through what I went through for the last 6 years with her mom, because it was miserable. And as I'm out of the relationship for longer and longer, and every day passes, and more of this shit continues to happen, even though I'm not willing to deal with it, the love fades and the hate grows. And I don't like hating people. So that's why I've just stopped. I'm just done with the bullshit and fucking hanging up, because it's awful. I don't like hating people. I want to spread love and joy, not sadness and hate. But it's hard when it's a constant thing that is on your shoulders. It's hard when it's something that you want to change and can't. You wish that that person would be the person that they said they were going to be at the beginning of the relationship. And even though that you were that person and you tried everything you could to stay that person, eventually that cloud, it fucks you up, it messes your head up, it puts you into a spiral, and then you start becoming that other person because you can't get through to them, but they can get through to you. Because I've always been willing to change. I've always been willing to work towards something different to make it so that way we can both be happy in the relationship. But I got all fucked up in the head, and it ended up becoming a bad relationship. And even to the point to where she's, with another guy before she's even gone. And as most of my relationships has ended, being cheated on, what's another one? How is that going to affect me anymore? It's not different. And someday, I hope that those women do learn. And, I'm not in contact with any of the past. This one I'm going to have to be in contact for the rest of my life because it's my daughter's mother. And so I really hope that someday she can apologize and she can realize everything that's happened between us and understand exactly what went on. And maybe she even goes through some of those messages, because I have, believe me, and I can't believe I put up with it from day fucking one. The guilt trips, the forcing, the lying, the talking down about themselves to make you want to just bring them up as much as possible, because that's what I always was. It's who I always was. I was a lover. I was a person that always fucking seen the sad and always tried to make it turn around and put the burden on myself so that way they didn't have to feel it anymore. And unfortunately, that's how she got me. And the only good thing out of this relationship ever was my daughter, because the rest of it was misery and trying to bring a miserable person glory. I'll always love her, but the person that she is and the things that she does and continues to do, I could never love somebody like that again, ever. Maybe someday she won't be that person and will actually grow. But it's fucking over. And I really hope she watches this one, because it might give her a little bit of fucking insight as to what the hell is going on. And maybe I'll finally just be left the fuck alone, because I'm so sick of having to try to avoid me making a decision, because I just want to help. I want to love. I want to be there. And when she asked me for advice, it's like the beginning of our relationship. It's just, why can't you make your own fucking decisions? Why can't you just be you? Why are you constantly trying to have somebody else run your fucking life? Like, be vulnerable. Let people in. Like, maybe if you had done that through our relationship, it would have worked out and it would have been great. But it never happened. And I was always a vulnerable one. I was always the one putting myself out there. I was always the one trying to help. And I was always the one that was put down and being talked to terribly and treated terribly. So just fucking love yourself and make a goddamn decision that is going to make you feel good.